USA is forcing Caitlin Clark to change her infamous 22 number to a new
down. Sue Bird had a public meltdown that literally nobody saw coming. The drama centers on Caitlin Clark, who reportedly told Team USA in no uncertain terms that she's done with the squad if they don't let her wear her legendary number 22. Sue Bird's response to this ultimatum? It sent shockwaves through the basketball world. Everyone is stunned. Meanwhile, the Team USA managing director is scrambling behind the scenes, trying to contain the fallout from this explosive drama. But make no mistake, things are clearly spinning out of control. This isn't just a minor disagreement. This could be the single biggest controversy women's basketball has faced in years, maybe even decades. Before we dig into Sue Bird's jaw-dropping reaction and unpack exactly what Caitlin allegedly said behind closed doors, I want to hear from you. Imagine yourself in Caitlin's shoes. Would you walk away from Team USA over a jersey number? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because what's happening right now could reshape the future of USA basketball forever.
Because we ultimately know she was snubbed from the cover of Team USA, and not only is they snubbing her, the disrespect is continuing because it's looking like Team USA is forcing Caitlin Clark to change her number. Now this article has...
Alright, let's cut to the chase. Team USA has just sparked what might be the biggest crisis in women's basketball in years. And here's the kicker, they did it entirely to themselves. The controversy? Forcing Caitlin Clark, the undisputed face of the sport right now, to give up her iconic, world-famous number 22 for the upcoming December training camp. According to sources close to the situation, Caitlin's response was as sharp and direct as one of her logo buzzer beaters. If she can't wear her number, she's not showing up. Now, the fallout from this decision reportedly has Sue Bird, Team USA's managing director, in complete chaos, struggling to figure out how a situation that should have been easily avoidable spun so wildly out of control. Let's be clear, this isn't just a minor administrative change. Nearly everyone sees it as a deliberate, deeply personal slight against the very player who has single-handedly brought millions of new eyes to women's basketball. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star. Right now, her name is bigger than the sport itself. Telling her she must abandon the number that has become synonymous with her brand is baffling. Fans, analysts, and basically everyone paying attention are asking the same question. Does Team USA really grasp the generational talent they have in Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not a very creative person. I was born on January 22nd, so it's what I went with when I was about 5 years old.
This explosive story dropped just ahead of Team USA's all-important training camp, set to take place in North Carolina from December 12th to 14th. What's key to understand is that this camp was supposed to be a major celebration of women's basketball, a stage to showcase the absolute best talent in the world, featuring stars like Paige Buchers, Guju Watkins, and several others. But instead of being a celebration, it's quickly turned into the center of an unprecedented and frankly bizarre controversy that could see the biggest name in basketball outright refusing to participate. Reports have emerged about a shocking mandate that would strip Caitlin Clark of the number that has become completely synonymous with her record-breaking college career at Iowa and her unstoppable performances in the WNBA. The timing of this decision makes it even more bewildering, coming at a moment when her fame is skyrocketing on a global scale, which only intensifies the outrage from her rapidly growing, fiercely loyal fan base. And now, that legion of supporters is speaking out, urging Caitlin to stand firm, to defend something that is core to her identity and her global brand, and to refuse to bend on an issue so fundamental to who she is as a player.
The Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, number 22, is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. There is no argument to be made. There's no case to be made. Caitlin Clark, number 22, is the most recognizable number for any woman.
Let's be absolutely clear. Caitlin Clark's number 22 isn't just a number on a jersey. Right now, it is without question the most iconic and instantly recognizable number in all of women's sports. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. There's simply no argument that can dispute it. From her jaw-dropping, game-changing performances at the University of Iowa that rewrote the record book, books, to her explosive WNBA career with the Indiana Fever, number 22 has become inseparable from who Caitlin Clark is as a player. For fans, it's more than a number. It's a symbol, a beacon they can spot from the top rows of packed arenas or on screens around the world. To the millions who follow her journey, number 22 isn't just fabric with digits. It's a living legacy, unfolding in real time. Her personal brand, the narrative of her meteoric rise, and the inspiration she brings are all tied to that number. It represents her audacious, physics-defying deep threes, her almost preternatural court vision, and her relentless drive to win, a combination that has captivated audiences far beyond traditional basketball fans.
Clark to wear number 17 at Team USA training camp. On December 24th, news broke that Caitlin Clark will be taking a part in the training, which that's what we talked about at the beginning of the video. Now, this right here this came out this came out on the 24th. So these are the numbers, man. Head on over to Twitter and check this out real quick. So this is what was released right here. It says Lauren Betts. Hold on, here's the ages. Where's the number? Here we go, right here. So these are the numbers. Caitlin Clark. Let me blow this all the way up, man. I want to blow this all the way up so y'all can see this. So as y'all can see there, man, how did Caitlin Clark number will be changed? So who's wearing 22? Or if you guys remember, Michael Jordan wore number 45 in the Olympics. To Caitlin, because it don't look like no one's wearing number 22.
No one else on the roster even comes close to wearing number 22. Caitlin Clark has become synonymous with that number in the same way Michael Jordan is forever linked to 23 or Wayne Gretzky to 99. To demand that she switch it now, at the peak of her influence, feels like a deliberate attempt to undermine the deep connection she's built with her fans. It's baffling, puzzling, and leaves everyone wondering, what could possibly be the motivation? Unless, of course, the motive is exactly what it looks like, asserting control over a player who has undeniably grown bigger than the organization itself. What makes this situation even more frustrating for her millions of fans is that this isn't the first time USA Basketball has seemingly undervalued her impact. Remember earlier this year when she was shockingly snubbed from the Olympic roster? That omission stunned fans and experts alike, especially considering her global reach and the record-breaking viewership she consistently draws. This pattern, either overlooking or actively undercutting her, has fueled speculation that there may be a deeper agenda at play. Perhaps there's resistance within the organization to fully embrace the revolutionary, paradigm-shifting talent Caitlin Clark represents. When you look at the facts, none of this makes sense unless Team USA actually feels threatened by just how powerful Caitlin has become. So what number were they trying to force her to wear? Reports say she was asked to wear number 17 for the upcoming training camp. On its own, it's just a number, but it's glaringly not 22. Considering the brand recognition, cultural influence, and value she brings, forcing this change raises serious questions. Is this an intentional power move by the organization, or a tone-deaf decision that completely misses the significance of her established identity? Either way, the message to Clark seems clear. We're in charge, and your global fame doesn't exempt you. According to sources, Caitlin's response was essentially, if I can't wear my number, I don't need to be here. What makes this even more infuriating for fans is the fact that no one else on the roster is using number 22. It isn't taken by a veteran or another superstar. It's simply available. That single detail transforms this from a minor logistical issue into what feels like a deliberate act of marginalization against the most influential player of her generation. If the number is open, why force her to change? The logic simply doesn't exist, and the justification falls apart under even the slightest scrutiny. And that's why Caitlin allegedly drew a firm line in the sand. Now, Sue Bird, as Team USA's managing director, is left handling the fallout. She's the one responsible for building the future of the program, handpicking players, and cultivating the next generation of American basketball stars. But instead of focusing on that, she's scrambling to manage a full-blown crisis of Team USA's own making. Forcing the league's biggest star to compromise on something so integral to her identity was always going to explode in their faces. Sources say Sue Bird is reportedly panicking behind the scenes, trying desperately to find a solution that keeps Caitlin involved without completely undermining the policy that triggered this disaster. But here's the fundamental problem. Caitlin Clark holds all the leverage here. She doesn't need Team USA, but Team USA desperately needs her. Think about it, Caitlin is already a champion. She's broken records people thought were untouchable. She's changed the sport forever. She's the most marketable player in the history of women's basketball. So what does she actually gain by playing for Team USA if they're going to disrespect her brand in the process? Olympic glory. She's already proven herself on the international stage. Representing her country, that honor loses its shine when the organization treats you like just another replaceable piece. Meanwhile, what does Team USA lose if Caitlin refuses to play? Everything. Their biggest star, their primary draw for mainstream attention, the athlete who fills arenas and boosts TV ratings off the charts, the face of the next generation. Sue Bird knows this. That's exactly why sources say she's reportedly losing it behind the scenes. This controversy exposes how little control Team USA actually has when it comes to the modern era of women's basketball. This situation also shines a harsh light on the broader disrespect female athletes often face, particularly in the Wnba. It ties directly into the ongoing fight for fair pay, better conditions, and recognition for their accomplishments. When the most visible star in the sport is treated this way, it sends a ripple effect throughout the entire league, highlighting long-standing systemic issues despite the recent surge in popularity. Ongoing debates over the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement and the looming threat of a lockout only underscore these problems. Players are increasingly vocal about feeling undervalued, pointing out the contrast between their massive contributions to the sport's growth and the respect and compensation they actually receive. This number change isn't just an isolated incident, it's part of a bigger pattern of dismissing the true worth of female athletes. When Caitlin Clark, the biggest name in the game, allegedly says, "Enough is enough," it sends a powerful message. You don't have to accept disrespect, even from the most prestigious organizations. Now it's true, Caitlin isn't the only player who wears number 22. Aja Wilson, a phenomenal veteran, and players like Cameron Brink also have ties to the number. In the past, discussions about sharing it were always about mutual respect and deferring when necessary, like during all-star scenarios. It was never about stripping one of the sport's biggest names of her signature number for no reason. Last year, any potential conflict between Clark and Wilson was avoided when Clark missed the all-star game due to injury. There was no need to decide who would wear what. Problem solved. But now, USA Basketball appears to have preemptively fixed a problem that doesn't exist, pushing Clark to change her number with no real justification. And they're quickly learning that Caitlin isn't willing to compromise unnecessarily. When the official training camp roster dropped, the proof was plain for all to see. Caitlin Clark listed with number 17 next to her name. Team USA forced the change. Caitlin allegedly threatened to quit, and now Sue Bird is scrambling to clean up a mess entirely of their own making. So what do you think? Should Caitlin stand her ground and walk away, or should she compromise for the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you're following this drama, and subscribe for updates because this story is far from over.